My name is Sean Hedrick, and this is my audience. There are three types of people in this world, and they are the people that are going to die no matter what you do right, what you do wrong, how fast, or how slow you do it. There are people that are going to live no matter how fast or how slow you do something right or wrong. And then there's the majority of the people whose lives depend on what you do right, what you do wrong, how fast, and how slow you do it. According to the American Heart Association, almost 90% of people who suffer an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest die. In my experiences, CPR can be life-saving more often than not. My name is Sean Hedrick, and the reason I am with you today is because of the rate of people that die every year that had a chance of survival with proper CPR. My goal for the day is to have you considering CPR classes, free CPR classes for college students. And we're going to approach that by going over the price of the CPR class, the length of the class, and the amount of time the certification is valid. First of all, let's cover the price. Here at the University of South Alabama, the regular price for a CPR class is around $30. Though this is relatively cheap, it can be expensive for any regular college student. And this is because each college student usually starts out their freshman year with loans, which means they start out one of the most important part of their lives in debt. Also, according to collegesimply.com, the University of South Alabama is slightly expensive, with an average annual cost of $20,252. That's expensive. If every student were required to take a CPR class at South Alabama, we could lower the cost of the class by not only the students, but for non-students as well. It also has potential to create jobs for students at the University of South Alabama, at least for those considering teaching the class, with extra training, of course. Next, I want to talk about the length of the training. For those of you that do not know, you would imagine that a CPR class would take a whole weekend. That's simply not the case. The course does cover a lot of material, however it is relatively easy material. With training being relatively short, it is much more simple to make time for the class. Students can take this class in their first semester on a weekday or a weekend, with each class averaging around 4 hours, which is about a half a day. Each instructor group can have 2 to 3 classes a day if needed. Finally, I want to talk about the time the certification is valid for. Nearly all medical certifications have an expiration date, and CPR is no different. This is to make sure the information gained or retained at these CPR classes is not forgotten or misused, as forgotten information is useless and misused information can be deadly. Each CPR certification is valid for 2 years if acquired through the American Heart Association, otherwise known as the AHA. Though the certification is good for 2 years, it is always best to get recertified every year. $30 every year over the course of 4 years adds up to $120. That's expensive to a regular college student. In conclusion, always remember that that small amount of time can save someone's life. And a life is worth the cost of $40 a class. With the price and length of a CPR class, we all have the ability to change a life. I hope what I have covered in this short speech is taken into consideration. Alone, I cannot change the university's policies, nor can I change the price. But if we all act together, it is very possible. Always remember that a life is worth giving a life for. Always be vigilant in whatever you do and never give up. Give everything you have to give in whatever you are doing. You will never be able to go back and say, I wish I tried harder. Finally, I will close with this. It may take you longer to graduate than others, but they still call the last person to graduate medical school a doctor. Thank you.